Hello everyone, my name is Rania Putri Meliala. I'm from the University of North Sumatera, major in accounting. Today I will present the result of my assignment in Accounting Information System, Chapter 11. The title is Auditing Computer-Based Information Systems. Through this presentation, we'll produce answers to questions in the description box. So if you want to know, just keep on watching. The first topic is computer processing. Auditors periodically evaluate processing controls to ensure their continued reliability. If they are unsatisfactory, user and source data controls may be strong enough to compensate. If not, a material weakness exists and steps should be taken to eliminate the control deficiencies. Several specialist techniques are used to test processing controls, each of which has its own advantage and disadvantage. No technique is effective for all circumstances. All are more appropriate in some situations and less so in others. Auditors should not disclose which technique they use, because doing so may lessen their effectiveness. Next is processing test data. One way to test a program is to process a hypothetical set of valid and invalid transactions. The program should process all valid transactions correctly and reject all invalid ones. All logic paths should be checked by one or more test transactions. Invalid data include records with missing data, fields containing unreasonably large amounts, invalid account numbers, or processing codes. Non-numeric data in numeric fields and records out of frequency. The following resources are helpful when preparing test data. The first is a list of actual transactions. The second is the test transactions the company used to test the program. And the last is a test data generator, which prepares test data based on program specifications. Processing test transactions has two disadvantages. The first, the auditor must spend considerable time understanding the system and preparing the test transactions. The second, the auditor must ensure that the test data do not affect company files and database. However, a separate run removes some of the authenticity obtained from processing test data with regular transactions, because the reversal procedures may reveal the existence and nature of the auditor's test to key personnel. It can be less effective than a concealed test. Next, concurrent audit techniques. Auditors use concurrent audit techniques to continually monitor the system and collect audit evidence while live data are processed during regular operating hours. Concurrent audit techniques use embedded audit modules, which are program code segments that perform audit functions, report test results, and store the evidence collected for auditor review. Concurrent audit techniques are time-consuming and difficult to use but are less so if incorporated when programs are developed. Auditors commonly use 5 concurrent audit techniques. The first is integrated test facility. This inserts fictitious records that represent a fictitious division, department, customer, or supplier in company master files. The second is snapshot technique. Snapshot technique, selected transactions are marked with a special code. Next, System Control Audit Review File, or SCARF. This uses embedded audit modules to continuously monitor transaction activity. Next is audit hooks. Audit hooks are audit routines that notify auditors to questionable transactions often as they occur. Next is continuous and intermittent simulation, or CIS. This embeds an audit module in a database management system, or DBMS, that examines all transactions that update the database using criteria similar to those of SCARF. Next is analysis of program logic. The first, if auditors suspect that a program contains unauthorized, code or serious errors, a detailed analysis of program logic may be necessary. This is time-consuming and requires proficiency in the appropriate programming language, so it should be used as a last resort. Auditors analyze development, operating, and program documentation, as well as printout of the source code. They also use the software packages. The first is automated flowcharting program. Automated flowcharting program interpret source code and generate a program flowchart. Next is automated decision table programs. This is interpret source code and generate a decision table. Next is scanning routines. Scanning routines search a program for all occurrences of specified items. Next is mapping programs. Mapping program identify unexecuted program code. Next is program tracing. Program tracing sequentially prints all program steps executed when a program runs intermingle with regular outprint so the sequence of program execution events can be observed. So the conclusion we can draw is the tools used by auditors to test software programs and program logic are: the first is a list of actual transactions. The second is the test transaction the company used to test the program. And the last is a test data generator which prepare test data based on program specifications. And the technique used are: the first is integrated test facility or ITF. The second is snapshot technique. The third is system control audit review file, audit hooks, and the last is continuous and intermittent simulation. That's all of my presentation. If there's material that is not clear, you can ask in the column comment. Thank you.